Hey, don't put it on me. They'll want me in the movies. Okay?
Johnny.
It's not.
I want to cover up that oil. That oil spot all over.
Oh, youngest. So far, this is John's farewell. August of '85.
I never take it out. Now I kind of wish we'd have financially or what?
That doesn't mean that they weren't. Good.
You need a drink on it?
Okay.
That's what I got the girls.
How did this dog go?
Stand up, stand up, stand up. Hey, you!
I'm not letting her.
Stand up!
There's Uncle Ken.
Surely first grandma. I don't want to
Cody.
Good.
When you get tired of it, let me know.
Honey, what are you? Remember what I said, girls? And let's move a couple of these chairs back in the sun so Grandma can sit in the sunshine.
Here, I'll give you a bite.
Nathan!
Thank you. Danny!
Want to go Pop's on?
Goodbye.
Cody. Spencer. And John.
Have you? Really funny if they didn't realize you were doing it because of that.
Century.
Rachel, let me tell you the
One.
Well, that doesn't count once you...
Supposed to leave in the mission at the same time, and Monty's going to the mission that Linda and I are living in now.
But you love me.
Was that 12-hour thing that we had in that house?
Well, this is Dave. He went on the same mission I did, only later. Hey, Brad, about your chess set.
Oh, Pat.
Hey, Tony.
I know he was eating your food.
She was sitting by him. She was. Bob, what do you say when someone's mean to mouth?
Of each other, not the first 3 years.
That's 29 minutes, right? Yeah, it was not even 2 minutes.
He had a night out with his daddy last
You can't tell there, you can't tell.
Elena.
Go on, run! Go, just go.
Hey, just checking. I don't want you to be embarrassed.
That's Papa Dad.
Fred, I haven't gotten him. Who's going to go home with you?
Is Grandpa Whitaker coming home with us? Oh, fun time.
That's her birthday today.
You know, he never takes me
Hi, Sarah.
Wave, Sarah.
Is everybody in here now? No, Benj isn't. Benj is a video camera.
I bet you haven't been chewed on like that for a long time.
Just stand like this. I know.
Go to Aunt McKell. Cousin McKell.
Cousin,
Wait a minute. That's being... Okay, come on, Ryan,
grab
don't-
Jenny?
Normal for this guy.
Jenny?
Well, then let's be admirals.
Can we have copies of this? And can you please say 1, 2, 3? Say 1, 2, 3.
We're all squinting in the sun. That was a statue smiling.
Nose is really highlighted by the sun.
Oh, yes.
Leg going.
Yes.
Wait a minute. Okay, that's enough.
Isn't he cute?
Give him a kiss. Give him a kiss, Linda.
It's your hair.
I can't tell if it's focused.
Zoom in, and I'm Jeff, and then zoom out, and you'll be able to, when you zoom in, it'll be focused, and when you zoom out, it'll still be focused.
Okay, that's enough.
A little self-conscious Jeff for her.
What do you want?
Would one of you boys want to get a chair for Grandma? That's so we can...
Can somebody help me put my film in?
Did you?
What kind is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's 135.
There's Connie, honey.
How do you want? Do you have to rewind it now? I don't know. Yeah, there's more of them. It's going to be what we hope. I'm going to go call her.
Daddy!
What?
Who's up here?
Go ahead, Dad, give her a hug.
I'll give Grandma a hug.
Okay.
Yeah, I think there's some too.
My duty. You don't need this chair now? Jenny. You don't need a chair now? Yeah. You do? Yeah.
We're going to wait for the great-grandchildren until,
Want your cookie back?
until Diane gets here. We decided we forgot we had
Cookie back? Here you go. Yeah, we got to shut down.
Yeah. Yeah, she's...
We're going to set her right out there.
Grandpa, see the new grass over there?
Yeah. Bring me home.
Say again.
Let's go back. Backyard where everybody is. Talk Uncle Petty coming out of the house and being with everybody's man. He's sitting back there by himself.
Something's wrong with him.
You're like me. I always have to smell my hair. Cammie's got a hole in her teeth. Oh, Cammie lost it. And Tara's got a scar on her nose.
We'll really have to get up close to this.
But that hole in her teeth won't last.
You know, I saw Harley just the other day, and he said that
Oh, Harley Heck? How old is it?
just wisdom.
How old is she getting to be?
How old?
Look at me. Uh-oh, Elena got in the way. Hi. I take a picture of you and Cammie and then... Look at me. I'm all the way up here, Ryan. Look at me, Ryan. Wait a second. Get Tara up there with you. I want to get up there. I'll get a picture of you.
What are you going to play? Play chess?
I haven't played a long time, so I'm going to 12 in the morning.
Will I take it or not?
Yeah, I'm sure it will.
I tell you what, though, you know, you don't get those out very often. I find snapshots once in a while. We used to do that, and then we took movies and we took slides, and you know, you just won't get all that stuff out and look at it.
Yeah, well, you know what the best thing to do with those is? It's no fun. Well, quit trying.
I'm trying to not try. And now the most wonderful cameraman in the world.
She stole my glasses. I had them for about 2 minutes, so.
Oh, that's a good shot.
Hey, man, you promised not to kick me. That means I get the glasses back. Oh, I'm sorry.
What's going on with
It's Uncle who?
Oh, Jeff. Okay. Where's Uncle Jeff? Who could see you behind that big thing?
John and his adoring nephew. I just act normal.
It's hard for me to act.
Your tongue.
She's probably licking it and that. He says when I got on my mission, he says, I finally about halfway about ant wars.
Do it longer.
Not doing the whistling.
We need to paint a nose on it because there's no nose in it. Yeah, there's
Go.
Look at hands.
He's gritting his teeth.
Come on, John.
Look at the concentration.
This is a...
I know, it's whistle would go. When you whistle, they'd go.
Okay.
You know Diane made up half these words, so they're really cool.
I'll tell you the parts I made up this time.
Listen to the warm winds blow. Okay. Listen to the warm winds blow. Seasons come and seasons go. It seems like only yesterday he was just a child at play. Chubby legs and chubby cheeks, he would run and laugh and weep. I remember him that way. Seems like only yesterday. When did all those fine years pass? I thought for sure that they would last forever, like the sun and the moon and the stars. It isn't I don't love today, and I'm glad tomorrow's here to stay. But why does time have to pass away so quickly? Like the flame of the fire. Whoa. Listen to the river flow. Who would guess and who would know? Every child is a seed been sown. By the hand of God he grows. Through the storms of sleet and rain, through the sorrow and the pain, through the dust and through the sand, every child becomes a man. When did all those fine years pass? I thought for sure that they would last forever, like the sun and the moon and the stars. It isn't I don't love today, and I'm glad tomorrow's here to stay. But why does time have to pass away so quickly? Like the flame of the fire. Oh. Listen to the warm winds blow. Seasons come and seasons go. Seems like only yesterday he was just a child at play.
You know, now, Mom, would be a good time to get some of your other songs on record.
It's better than nothing. It's not too bad. It really looks a lot better on color than it does in black and white. Solomon. Hi, Solomon.
Perfect.
White to go with it.
Yeah, get a picture of all the snot rags all over the screen.
I don't think so. Good boy he was during that prayer. He kept his arms full.
Can I do it, Ray?
Okay, let's go.
Wait a minute. Wait for it.
Do you want to do it, Caleb?
How do you know we have it?
Put your arm in there.
You do?
Your hand like that.
Other arm heads over your right one or we'll break it.
All right.
2, 3.
I love you.
Where's my hand, baby?
That's why I get brother. Where's my policeman that will always protect me?
so slow, huh? What time they like to sleep? Did you get time to go to bed? Michigan. It's in Michigan. Well, we wanted to stop by and say hello. Love you. Still got a good grip. I'm sure we love you. Christopher Clark up here. He's a good man, baby. Pretty boy, isn't he? He's a pretty boy, isn't he? Okay, girls.
Yes, it is.
Say something too.
Not yet. John, we thought you'd want to see your newest niece. You've got a newer nephew. Oops, I can't see her booties.
Yeah, can you hold her up a little bit?
This is Jillian. She was born last November.
I get these little booties in here. They're too cute.
Get her whole body now.
Jelly.
And the person holding her is none other than... Now you can talk.
Wicker. How you doing?
He just transferred in just about a week ago, I guess, or less, half a week ago. Saw your picture in our family picture that we took at that last family reunion and recognized you after a while. So, anyway. There.
You get to hold Christopher.
There's Christopher. He's grown a little bit. And there's older Dan.
1, 2.
No.
Stinker.
They watch how they're riding, huh? That's what they're riding.
Say hi, Jan.
Hi.
A little bit more Jillian sitting like that.
Let me see, Daddy. Let me see her.
Oh, I don't believe you do.
Camera.
He's getting me. You know that?
Let
He's
me
getting
see
me.
her. Let me see her.
Mine, you be the narrator. Hello there. Here we are, the John's Bug, ready to take on the challenge of the century. Hi. Observe the dirt. We're headed into rough tundra here. Check the cops. Cops? Cops? No cops. No cops. Is this it? Is this our exit? Number 1. Notice. Just notice.
Here in the deep thicket of Happy Hollow, the rough part is ahead. Can the bug make it? This is worse than Widowmaker. This is the most dangerous part of the mission. It has been raining all day. The mud is slicker than snot. The little bug has no control. Right off, he's stuck. Let's go see what the problem is. It appears that the bug was stuck temporarily, nudged forward, and is stuck again. Monty is getting out to help. get a push, and I'm gonna do all the rest.
The wheel is in the expert hands of John, an expert mudder from way back. The bug seems to be sliding sideways more and more. Here it comes.
We're further down than we were before, aren't we? Down in that gully. The stump's in the way. It's too high, because we only have about that much clearance. And it's a big, deep gully. About all we could do is fill it up with dirt. Or just get high-centered.
Let's just go for it.
I don't know, I think maybe, I think that we're about as good as maybe we can make it up here. This time we know what to do.
Is this poison ivy?
No. The forest is littered with poison ivy. As you can very well see, this is a dangerous mission. Monty's job is to lift the Volkswagen back up out of the hole. Doesn't look like he's doing a very good job. There! Danger. Monty can now re-enter the Volkswagen. He can get the door open.
Get in the window.
He's getting in the car Dukes of Hazzard style.
Get in.
Won't miss it if we start rolling towards you.
The hill attempted is very steep and muddy. Can the Volkswagen make it out of the hole? Here it comes. Action! Narrate what we're doing.
Okay. We made it this far. And it wasn't too hard, but the toughest is yet to come. This hill is slimier than snot, and it's tilted to the left. So if you spin very much, you go sliding off into the weeds. And that could be trouble.
I'm gonna try and make it in one shot.
Yep, last time well, actually this is the first time anyone's ever done this. But it might take us 3 times.
John, I can't see it.
Woo! You get it? It's coming.
Let us go down and then film us coming back. That'll look better.
Yeah. Okay? You filming?
Bug is free to romp and play in the field.
too fast through the pedals, the water shoots out at you. Comes shooting up through the floor, squirts you right in the face. Found that out the hard way. We really should have my license plates off doing this. I never saw any no trespassing signs though. Oh, see, I just got squirted.
How old are you during this time?
I was married when I was 17, and that's when I noticed the depression the most. It started when I was 14.
Where did you live?
I lived we were first married, we lived on a farm out of Udall, Kansas. For about 9 months, I think, or a year. Then we moved to Garden City, Kansas, where we got school, elementary school, south of Garden City.
Do you remember the depression or
We thought it was pretty bad. We didn't realize how bad, however, because we never had lived under any other circumstances at that time. But my husband was teaching school for $55 a month in an 8-month school only. That's what we were living on.
do you remember any prices of anything or something?
Prices? I know that when we went to stock our first home, they carried all the groceries we needed to stock the home and live until the next week when we could get a few more. It took 2 men. I'm not sure I can remember that, but two boxes of groceries. I need your cell phone now.
Two men carrying one big box and another fellow carrying a box, and I carried 2 sacks and you carried a sack.
And we spent $10, right?
Even up.
$10, 2 boxes, 2 sacks.
Do you remember anybody else? Like, did you know anybody that was having a hard time there?
Everybody was having a hard time. I didn't know anybody that wasn't.
But you guys did you guys have it really hard, or were you doing okay?
Well, we ate. That's I didn't have any new clothes. No new clothes at all. My mother had been a seamstress, and I had some pretty nice clothes when I was a senior in high school. So we remodeled the old clothes, and on top of that, I gained a lot of weight when I was married, so I couldn't wear the clothes that I had, so we had to do a lot of remodeling in it. We couldn't buy new things, so we took old clothes that I had from the past and remodeled them to wear. We couldn't buy any.
So do you remember any prices, anything like clothes or clothing or bread or something?
Well, I thought I had to have a pair of health shoes. And they cost $5. I couldn't afford them. So I went ahead and bought the shoes and paid for them $1 a month for 5 months. That's how I paid for my health shoes.
How much was your mortgage?
Mortgage? Who had a home?
Or rent? Or
the first home that we had was a 10 by 16 shack. We built ourselves on the school yard where my husband taught. And the lumber bill for nails and everything for the shack was $62.62. That's what our first home cost us. Talking about children begging, I didn't have any at my home, but before I was married, in 1931, My parents lived across the street from the county courthouse and had a nice lawn there. And I do remember the people coming through on their way to California. Remember they talked about the Okies moving to California because they didn't have anything. They thought they could make a killing out in California. And we'd see these people come through with truckloads of, or carloads of everything they owned, and they'd stop out on this courthouse lawn to eat a lunch once in a while, and I saw lots of those people.
We're reading a book in my reading class, and it's about how many kids left their homes because there wasn't enough food, and
Ran away.
yeah, ran away. And so I don't know.
Well, we weren't in an area where we would have been seen them. I don't remember anything.
Were there lots of kids at the school
That he taught?
Yeah.
The first year he taught, he had 16.
18.
And 4 of them were from one family, which was a German family that only spoke German at home. And the second year he taught, he had 20, and 5 of them were from that family, 4th of his school each year. It was a country school, all 8 grades, by the way.
One room. Oh.
One room.
Did lots of kids have to leave school because their parents didn't have enough money?
You know, I just don't remember anything like that. I know we couldn't go to college. There was no way my folks could send me to college. I had no idea of being able to go any farther.
When you were a kid, did you have enough? How many brothers or sisters did you have?
I had 2 brothers and 3 sisters. There were 4 of us girls.
And did your father and mother both have jobs?
My mother was a seamstress, and she worked at home all the time. And but during some of the time, they ran a bakery and worked together in the bakery.
So did you guys always have? Did you have enough food and everything?
I don't remember ever being hungry. No, we did all right on that score. And I always had nice clothes because my mother kept up with the times so well. But after I was married, I wasn't able to buy clothes. But before, when she was sewing for me, I always had fashionable clothes and nice clothes, better than most people in my circumstances, because she sewed and knew how to walk us well dressed.
Can't think of anything else to ask. There's nothing, I don't know.
One time I needed a new pair of shoes. I had been wearing house slippers for every day, and all I had was my Sunday shoes. I needed something to wear for every day, and I went with my mother to a store, found a pair of shoes for $3.50, and that was way too much. So I called my husband on a party line telephone out in the country to ask him if I could pay $3.50 for a pair of shoes, and he was so embarrassed that someone might be hearing that, of course, he said yes. But when he saw me face to face, he told me how unhappy he was about that, because I embarrassed him and he couldn't say anything else, he didn't think.
What else could I ask? I can't think of it.
Well, I was born in 1911, so 1929 would make you how old?
That's her question.
18 when I graduated from high school. And I'd planned to go in 1929, graduate from high school, and planned to go to Manhattan College in Kansas there, Manhattan, Kansas. I go to college and take up chemistry, but when the banks closed and all the jobs were all lost, well, there's no way in the world I could go to college, so I stayed home on the folks' farm with them for the 1929, 1930. And then my brother was teaching physics, household physics, and some other subject in the high school at Garden City, Kansas. And of course, now where I had been, we lived at Eudora, Kansas, on a farm, and then I went finished up my grade school from the 4th grade on through high school at Winfield, Kansas, about 12, 18 miles away. But then after I graduated, I stayed there at the farm. And the next year then I went out and roomed and boarded with my brother. And had the newspaper out for all of Garden City for Wichita Eagle. And I did other jobs. I guess the second year then, I worked in a cleaning shop, grocery store, and anything to make some money to pay room. I can't remember what I paid my brother for room and board, but I did pay something all 2 years of it there. Then that's when I met Emma May. And after we were married then in 1932, July 30th, why we went back to stay to help my brother who was running Dad's farm. We had cash income that year, averaged $13 a month. Of course, we had beef, we had pork, we had eggs, we had chickens, and groceries, produce, and fruit that we grew. But as far as having cash, about $13 a month. That's all we earned. And yet, in that year, we bought a new 9x12 Congolian rug for our living room kitchen that we were living in on the farm, and a 3-burner gasoline Coleman stove, and I forget what else. Even on $13 a month. Okay, so then then I taught school starting in 33 out in western Kansas where Grandma told you about the kitties. And that's when the dust storms hit. In the middle of the afternoon we saw a wall of dust coming, just like it was boiling from the ground up, and it rotated backwards as it came. And that wasn't just a dust in the air, it was a wall of dirt, dust up in the air. And it was so severe that the next morning when we went out, we found dead meadowlarks and dead jackrabbits that had suffocated in that dust because the dust had fucked their lungs up. That's how bad that was. But then we taught school for 3 years then, and then went back to Garden City and started working in a grocery store. I have a newspaper, full-page ad that I have to send you a picture of. The store where I worked with Trader's grocery store. On that ad that I can send you, that newspaper ad, had, let's see, a full box, or one box of Post brand, a box of Post grape nuts, and a little cereal dish for a youngster for 21 cents. 21 cents. And nowadays that grape nuts and the Post brand would cost you around $5.
So, there are things in books and stuff that you can read about that some things like nylons and that type of thing, they cost like $5 and...
There wasn't any such thing as nylons.
There wasn't such thing as nylons then.
There
you
wasn't?
Had cotton and silk. If you were rich, you could get a silk pair of hosiery.
Yeah, that's
it. But and nylons were developed quite some years later.
Well, we still lived in the apartment there when you brought me my first pair of slippers.
Is that right? All right. But in that ad, just to show you how prices were, even Del Monte coffee was 2 pounds for 29 cents. 2 pounds of coffee for 29 cents.
Was that expensive to you guys back then?
It was expensive enough that we didn't buy it. Let me tell you just how hard it was on that teaching school. When Grandma was pregnant with your grandmother, Rita May, and I was teaching out there, we would go to town on Friday night and didn't have gas to drive back and forth 23 miles. We'd go to town on Friday night, stay with her folks, and on Saturday we'd buy our groceries for the next week. And by the way, that $10 grocery bill that she's talking about wasn't just for a week. It was to start your supply, lay in the larder and such, and flour and sugar and such. It would last for a long time. But we buy our groceries on Saturday, and then we go to church in town on Sunday with folks. And